Hello. We're back. We've had 2 weeks off and we're back. I'm so excited to be back here on a Wednesday night making space shenanigans happen because that's about all we do, which makes my heart swell. So welcome everybody back to the Dot Line. If you are new here, thank you so much for stopping by. We're about to play a little tabletop RPG known as Scum and Villainy. But before we do that, I'm going to go around and let these amazing humans introduce themselves. And tell us who you're playing, because we've had technically like 2 weeks off, because I took a massive vacation. So, yeah, just as a reminder for all of our brains, tell us who you are. So let's actually start with JB. You're up first.
Hi, I'm Drop the Die. Tonight I'm going to be playing Hanovi Hamma, the crew's muscle. He is a Native American man who is a fancy dresser and is growing ever more temperamental with his anger issues these days. I, JB, am currently having a bad hair day, and the lights make me yawn. So if you see me yawning, it's not because I don't want to be here, it's because these lights are very big.
I've heard that's actually a thing. My partner, when the sun comes out, they yawn. Like that! I don't understand it. But it's actually a thing.
My teeth have been clattering the whole time that we've been talking because I've been yawning from these lights.
Crazy. Well, it's good to know you're not bored. Because I guess I could step it up a little bit if we needed to.
Maybe it's an excess of vitamin D. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a thing.
That being said, moving right across, we'll go across the screen. Adelaide, you are up.
Yeah, I'm Adelaide, Adelaide on Twitter and everything else, and I am playing Midge Ryle, aka Slip. She's the captain of this fantastic crew, Zero Gravitas, and the mechanic as well. And she's a little firecracker of a gal, trying to keep everybody going, trying to keep her brother from having a mental meltdown. Probably Hanovi and Janice at this point too. So,
are you the
we'll see how it goes.
Are you the only person who's not faced trauma yet?
I haven't either.
Okay,
trauma.
So the siblings are. Ew, here we are in space. No space trauma for you.
The Riles are at it again.
Oh, I love it. Well, the other person, let's move right along and find out about this other sibling who is Sans trauma.
Sans trauma. Sans. I'm Trooper SJP. Hello. And I am playing Dev Wallflower Ryle, the younger brother of our captain, and I'm the pilot. And so we are both sort of that kind of sort of tan, ethnically ambiguous sort of pair of siblings, and Dev is he's got a oh, so sorry. Oh
Yeah, where's Teddy?
I will get Teddy. Don't worry about it.
I was about to say,
I spent all that money.
how do you
on
even get in
building him?
character without a?
Actually, I'm not quite certain I can get in character without my little robot. Teddy's hanging out with Teddy Ruxpin right now, so I just have to get him from next door. They're hanging out, having a chat. And so I'm the sweet pilot who's not the flashy Han Solo, but more like the sort of shy
Speed racer type.
Speed racer type, really. And we are on a planet ready to go, hopefully. But he doesn't have trauma, but he's super stressed. Mm-hmm. Very stressed.
Well,
With or without the actual stress ticks.
just in life, he's just a generally
it's just
stressed
a
human.
a general
Aura
characteristic.
of stress. Well, somebody who probably feels no stress would be Janice. But first, Jason, why don't you tell us who you are and tell us a little bit more about Janice.
Yep, Jason T, D&D DM from Twitterverse and various special TTRPG events, both in the past and on the horizon. Lots of cruising things going on next year, so I guess Teddy and Teddy Ruxpin were having a little TED talk in the other room. I played Janus Volkar, and I guess you could say he's the crew's rogue. Very much I mean, he's coming around to not just thinking about himself. Not in small part to Dev. So, yeah.
He does, I feel like every episode, Janice does a little thing. Like, it's just that, like, minor thing. Like, last time, it was sneaking all the way around the town to go put everybody's very valuable items in the ship so that they were safe. Which was partially selfish, because you wanted to put your own stuff away. But it was also very nice. And I feel like Janice just, every time, gets a little nugget of nicer.
He tries.
He tries. Well, quite a lot has gone down. But we will pick up today with a little bit of a time jump. Thanks to the very gracious audience, your ship has been fixed. Speaking of audience, you should know that you do actually, in fact, affect the story. Both Teddy and the ship has been... literally was fixed thanks to the kindness of your tips and bits. So if you support the channel, it fills this little bar up here at the top, the circular one, and makes it pink. And when that happens, other things happen. Today, I will tell you this. If we fill the bar today, the crew will gain a very valuable asset for the upcoming heist. That's all I'll say.
So the hacker dies. Otherwise, that's
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying? If we don't make the
vague.
money, the hacker gets it.
It's usually a consequence bar, but there can be good consequences.
It's like the last episode. If we don't fill the bar, Teddy's
Cutting him
that's
off.
it.
Well,
Teddy's okay. Teddy, by the way, was the star of the last episode. For people who have not been here in 2 weeks, you may have forgotten that Teddy was the star of the last episode and did all the things.
yeah, Teddy ran his battery out. So, you guys landed on this planet, which happens to be populated by the mass of what's left of the human race, at least to your knowledge and in this solar system. And they are mostly agricultural farmers, thanks to the giant ark that crash landed here 1,000 years ago. Your astute observations led you very quickly to realize that though this place is functioning very well, it's definitely under the thumb, to some degree, of the government. But people seem happy and well, except for one who caught your eye, a woman named Lucy, who was branded with a mark that has appeared to Hanovi. And Midge, actually, too, saw it, thanks to a dream that was given to him. And further investigation led you to what they call the Temple, which is actually the remaining hull of the crashed archive ship that landed here all those thousands of years ago. Your brave souls entered it, found out some information, and deciphered the fact that, Hanovi specifically, deciphered the fact that she is one of many. A replica, physically altered to look the same, and to stand in place of the president when public a face is needed. She made the mistake of gesturing with her left hand, and after all of the brainwashing and all of the horrible things that happened to her, they silenced her, and they put her on this planet, and they literally silenced her by cutting out her tongue. The daft crew had to help this poor girl in need. They put her up with some food and hid her inside the archive. After Janice had cleared the cockpit of anything valuable, including some ancient wild turkey and a few other goods like books.
Books.
And when you returned to check on her, she was gone. There was no sign of a struggle or blood, but she was not where you left her.
And that
Was
and
a sign of blood.
the mark was gone. The mark was, there was that flap of flesh.
Oh, that's right. She did cut that off
She
of
cut
herself.
it off of herself. Yeah.
She had cut the flesh. That's right. And did you guys didn't do any kind of like examination of that, did you?
We did. We
Yeah,
knew it was,
we did.
It was like
Hanovi
glowing and
did.
weird. Yeah.
Yeah, Hanovi did. Hanovi found out that it was a tracker. And she needed an
Oh, yeah.
opportunity to cut it off, and she managed to do so. That's why she reached for the knife the first time when you guys knocked her out. That's right.
Not you guys.
Hanovi. That's
I
all
mean,
right.
we locked it in the safe, so.
If you're new here, dear watcher, there's a thing called trauma in Scum and Villainy. My
Yes.
character, Hanovi, has a trauma called Vicious, where he hurts people even if they don't deserve it. And we got to see that last week.
He punched a nun. Hanovi nun puncher.
Hanovi the nun puncher. Well, It did, in fact,
New code
probably save her life in the long
true.
run. And she did manage to cut it off, and she is no longer able to be found, which is a plus plus, but that also means that you cannot find her.
But she does have a comms because Hanobi left a comm with her. She has not been answering it, but she has one just in case.
Correct. The four of you now have about a week left in this town. Some downtime, you might call it, to mingle about, talk with people, buy things, while your ship is being fixed. That is kind of your time frame. So during this downtime, each of you, I believe I said, get 2 major activities that you can partake in and gain like actual benefit from. Janice, I would say that if you spend your whole time drinking, which I can hear coming now, you're gonna relieve quite a lot of stress from that because you're just, it's a bender.
Well, it would be like half the time drinking, and definitely a good portion of that trying to get Dev hammered. And then the other half of the time, just sort of snooping about the town to see if there's any tech that might be laying around that might be of use for myself or the ship or myself.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. What kind of tech do you want? Like, personal bionic tech? Do you want like weaponry tech? Can you be a little bit more specific so that I can make you roll for it?
Yeah, so I would be looking for anything that, because I assume at this point we would have been starting to discuss the hacker.
Probably to some degree. You'll be a lot safer on your ship, but yeah, you guys could start talking basics.
So any type of tech that might help the ship in that mission, whether it's some type of stealthing tech or anything on those lines, and then some upgrades for my pistols.
Okay.
And you need to fix your cyber eye, yes?
Yes, correct.
Okay. Here's what I'll say. How do you plan about, are you going to hard pay for these items? Are you going to steal them? How are you acquiring them? Because they're there. I'll tell you that. They're there.
Depends on if I'm seen.
I would say, why don't we do this then? We're going to make this a skulk roll. I would say that you skulk about. You drink and skulk for a week. And we'll see what you get out of a skulk roll.
Okay.
I would say, yeah, that'll work. Let's do it. So this is going to be a very controlled skulk. Because the town has taken much of a liking to all of you. And after the soldiers left, after they have evacuated this planet, the ones that came here searching for the girl, things have settled down, and it's just kind of a normal week. And I would say that if you roll well, this is a pretty great outcome. You could find some really snazzy stuff.
Okay. So what I'm going to do then is push myself.
Okay.
And eat a gambit to do this.
Okay. Great.
Where did my window go? Hold on. Sorry.
That's right. Take your time. I see all you lurking out there in chat. Thank you for lurking. We love and appreciate you.
Oh, very nice.
For all of you out there as well, if you didn't know, the ones that were here early found out, we have a spoopy emoji. Look, it's so spoopy.
It scares me. So are we down to, we had 2 gambits, now we're down to 1?
Correct.
Well, I critted on a gambit, so it comes back.
It comes back.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, crit. Nicely done. So yeah, you guys get the gambit back, which is a plus plus. Over this time, you are able to skulk around town. You find not necessarily a weapons shop. This is an agricultural community, but there is military here. And some of the military guys, they got some gear. And you kind of find out where they're keeping some of it over the week. And you are able to acquire an upgrade for the gun. So we'll say, what kind of upgrade were you wanting?
Damage upgrade.
Okay. We'll say it's not actually an upgrade to the gun, but it's ammo.
Okay.
It's armor piercing ammo, which is military only issued usually. So it will be a dead giveaway. You have stolen it if you use it, but if you put the guy down,
If he dies, who's going to say anything?
exactly. So you find quite a lot of armor piercing. So anytime you make that attack, you'll add a +1 to it. I think it's the easiest way, or maybe a plus die.
Okay.
Will be the easiest way to do that. So just kind of mark that for now. And then you wanted some gear possibly for the heist, right?
Yeah, so like any type of stealthing tech that might work for the ship, or stuff that would help with extraction of a person.
Interesting. Okay. You haven't done a whole lot of research yet on the actual prison that he's held in, so it's very hard to decide, like, is it underwater? What kind of walls are there, you know? But you do find some basic, I would say, heist type equipment, right? You're gonna have ropes. You're gonna find some kind of like a torch cutter that it cuts through like metal walls and things like that. So I'll just say it's a kit, and what I'd rather do is in the moment we can have what's known as a flashback when we actually get into the heist, where you get to flashback and tell me where and how you found something that you need.
Okay.
So we'll just say it's a kit, you got it. Cool. What about Hyde? What has Hyde been up to over the week?
I don't know.
He's so lost.
Other than looking for Lucy,
Okay.
It is so easy for me to overindulge. So, you know, there's no fancy places here, just mainly just the drugs. So I don't want to do that. That doesn't need to happen.
Okay.
Now, I'm thinking if this is going to be a smash and grab, like a real legitimate get in and get out situation, I might be able to craft some stuff.
Interesting. Okay.
I was actually going to craft for you, so you might want to skip that.
We can do two things.
I was about to say, you guys can craft multiple things. You guys can also help one another and just gain bonuses
true.
to what
My
you want
only
to craft.
other option would be to ambush Slip over and over again to try and teach her how to fight a little better. But I don't want
Aww.
Hey, I'm scrappy.
to do that. I know.
Dev was gonna do
There's a
research.
spark that I can work with
I'll
there.
bite your
No one
ankles
else.
off, okay?
Nobody else has it. No, I would say, what were you thinking you wanted to craft?
We'll call it a getaway pack, or a goodbye package. So, like, you set it on the outside. There's going to be an asteroid, right? I want to make a charge or a drill or something like that you can set on the outside of this asteroid to make a big enough ruckus, detonation, whatever, to draw attention away from the normal exit.
Interesting. Okay, you basically want a big explosion. Okay.
Well, it doesn't have to be big. It
Okay.
has to get a lot of attention.
Interesting. Okay.
'Cause I don't want to kill
Okay.
everybody on the space station.
Okay, yeah, no, I got that. That's interesting. Okay, then let's get this is definitely a craft roll for you to be able to do that. So
Would that be rig?
I would take a rig if you think that that's the best score you got.
Everything's a 1 but scrap.
Yep,
So,
let's do rig then. Rig it is.
Standard.
And
No
this
bonus.
no bonuses, but it would be a great outcome,
Okay.
and it's controlled situation, so great.
2.
Okay.
I had standard on there, but it would have been great. I just
Right.
passed
I was trying to think what do they have here on this agriculture? Because I mean, the military would have some explosives, but I don't think that that's really what you're looking to do. I'm gonna do the same thing as I did to Janice. This moment proves that you've created something. You've made something. It's at a 2. When you get to need to use it, you can tell me what it is, and we'll have the flashback moment of you creating it for that moment, as it says in the book. Perfect, because who knows? It may need to be a drilling object versus an explosion versus an EMP. So I'd rather give it to you in the moment, like you had planned for the heist.
And if I have 2 things that I can do,
Yeah.
that would just mainly be something I threw together, right?
Right? Yeah.
I am going to consort. I'm going to try and contact someone who stays at or works at this station and try to rub some elbows and see if we know people who know
At the
each
prison
other's
station?
people. Yeah.
Okay.
The
See if I
pirate-
have any contacts out in the universe who know someone who can get us information.
This is interesting. Who do you
location.
have as your contacts? I love this.
Aya. I also have what the hell's that dude's name? Shad, the weapons dealer that hates me.
That's
It could be
right.
a frenemies thing.
Okay. I'd say you can contact probably both of them if you wanted. Like, contacting somebody takes, like a whole of, 10 minutes when you actually put it out there. Aya takes a little longer. You haven't heard from her since the party. But you put out your usual signal. The secret signal that you and her use to see if she'll get back in contact with you. Do you reach out to the weapons dealer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to, but
You-
yeah.
You reach out early in the week. About 3 days in, you get this feeling that there are eyes on you. Person just watching you. And maybe it's while you're having dinner or enjoying a drink or crafting this soon-to-be exit strategy.
That's a better name for it. Exit strategy.
There's an exit strategy, whatever this is. It comes up, this person comes up next to you and has a seat. He's gangly and quaint, and he simply says, "The boss wants to know what you want."
Conversation, mostly.
About what?
I'll pass him whatever I'm drinking, this individual.
He takes it,
Maybe
looks at it. This is made with pure water. And he, chugs it down. It's clear he's not from this planet.
Only the best. I look around at the, accommodations.
Yep.
And then I'll kind of do the lean in and catch him up. This is where we're going. I'm not telling him why.
Right.
I'm telling him I want to get in there. Because if you lie about that, it might get you wrong information. I want to
Right.
get in there. I want to know if somebody else is in there already. And I know Shad. I know he's got people all over the place.
Oh, yeah, he got lots of people. Some of
Just
them
tell me
inside
what
that
it'll
prison.
cost.
He goes, "I'll do you a favor. I'll feed you the information, and we'll leave Shad out of it. You see, he's got a dark place for that prison. Locked him up there one time, you know."
Seems like it would be doing him a bit of a favor to get back at the people that run it.
Maybe. But I'll go ahead and tell you, he don't like you very much.
I was talking about you.
Yeah,
Wink.
alright. Yeah, he goes,
Nudge.
"Alright, fine. What are you gonna trade me for it?"
What do you want?
Cred.
Boring, but fine.
It's the only currency there is out there. Enough cred, you can do what you want, you know.
Enough favors, you don't need cred.
Alright, fine. Favor. I got a friend. He's also locked up in the joint. You get him out too. Bring him to me when you're done. Not a scratch on him, you hear?
Yeah.
And
I won't put a scratch on him.
he says, let's see. What does he call him? He says his name is, oh yeah, it was my friend. His name's Choss. He's been in there for a bit. Has a bit of a racing problem, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But he's a good guy. And a hell of a racer. So let me just tell you. You get him out, he's got money waiting.
Sounds good.
I will send you a care package. It should have everything you need, but I need some, computer coordinates or something. Place to download the data.
Do I know Teddy's coordinates?
I would say.
Do I know Teddy's IP?
I would say.
No, it would fit so much better if I just nod very quietly, turn my head about 40 degrees, and then just scream and be like, "Wallflower!"
Yeah, yells out for Wallflower. I'm sure Deb comes running. He sits with the sketchy man at the bar who requests access to basically the IP address of Wallflower so that he can download data.
Oh, what? Hi. Dev says to the stranger that he doesn't know.
He doesn't really respond back. He looks at Hyde like,
This is Stranger.
Oh,
I need somewhere that he can download some information.
is that your last name or is that your call sign?
It's both.
Oh,
Dev.
he clicks at
And I
very
just
few
kinda-
teeth in his
I,
mouth.
I square up to Dev like, Dev,
oh, yes.
I need somewhere to download this information.
Oh, right. Teddy, come here. And then like he whispers into Teddy's ear.
Dear God,
and
what
then,
does
like-
he say is the real question.
He basically, I imagine that he has got. I imagine that Midge has set up, sort of like a
Like a
safe
hot
zone,
link kind of thing.
like a place where you can download things into Teddy,
Yeah.
but that place is what do you call it?
Firewalled.
Firewalled and quarantined, so that if a virus gets sent in there, it's not going to infect the rest of Teddy.
Right. It's the public Wi-Fi version.
Sure.
Yes. And so he asks Teddy for to sort of beam over the coordinates for his safe box.
It pings to like a wrist thing this guy's wearing. He notes it. It's clean. He goes, all right, give me 24 hours. I'll get you the entire floor plan of that fucking prison.
I nod and extend the hand to shake.
He extends it back, and when he grips, he grips kind of hard, and he puts his second hand on it to assert a little power. That's what people do. And then he kind of pulls you in, and he says, Choss, if you don't come out,
Yeah.
we're gonna come looking for you. And he says, deliver him to, what's that? What's this, the station that I told you about? The, hang on.
The sketchy
The
station?
sketchy station. The terminus. Something terminus. Isn't that what it's called?
It's like,
Look it up.
Yes.
I wrote
it's
the
on the
session down.
Discord.
Nope, I got it on the setting world thing right here in front of me. If it wants
Oh,
to
okay.
scroll. Yeah, that one is outside.
Estrellas.
Yes, Estrellas, and that's what is that the one outside Corellia? I can't remember. Anyways,
Yes,
yeah,
right.
that's the one. The Estrellas terminal, correct? Yes, that's the like black market one.
and
that's,
for the
yeah.
record, Dev is not hearing this conversation when this stranger pulls in.
Yeah, no, it's
Hanobi.
very, very close. And it's very personal. And he says, deliver him.
I'll get in there.
It's outside of Caljovian, that's right. So you guys,
This changes
it's
everything.
done. Yeah, changes, yeah, it's done. And sure enough, by the end of the week, you have received, Deb receives a message of encoded data that seems to be layout plans for the inside of this prison, which is basically hidden on an asteroid. More importantly, it's not so much the layout of the prison as it is able to pinpoint it, because it sits in an asteroid belt, and finding the prison is what is hard. So it actually helps you like pinpoint and locate the correct place.
When the information comes in is when I'll share exactly what I agreed to with Dev.
Could we do that, please? Say it. You have to say it.
It would be
So Dev is like, hey, we got the plans. Mr. Hyde, I think it'll be really interesting. I know things about when I was in the military. We were going to. I didn't do it, but we were going to do a raid. So I think that if I study these plans, I might be able to come up with a really good strategy to be able to go in there but do it not in a way that would hurt people. Like to minimize all sorts of collateral damage. I think if you just give me a little bit of time with these plans, I could maybe come up with something good.
Yeah. We also have to break a guy out while we're in there. Repayment for the plans.
Oh,
If you find us an entry point, I'm pretty sure that we can manage to get an exit.
okay. Is the person's not dangerous, right?
No, he's a racer. Some bigwig. Moneymaker.
Oh,
Choss, you ever heard of him? I knew you're into the racing thing back in the day.
what?
The camera cuts to Dev behind the steering wheel of one of these agricultural, like, things. As you're like, they float on water. I'm guessing you probably spend your time racing, right?
That is, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes. I mean, well, first it's like, oh, this will be fun, and then there are other reasons why maybe
So I would just like to know, because you may actually, if you win the races, you may actually gain things like cred. Would you like to roll for that there
Helm?
pilot? Yeah, helm.
I would. I would say for my XP expenditure, I upped my helm because he's been very,
Yes.
busy with that. Dev is behind the wheel of this, the sort of cockpit of this sort of agricultural sort of overwater skiff, and he's racing. I imagine Midge is watching. He's racing in a way he hasn't in a very long time, in a particularly reckless, controlled, but it's on the edge of dangerous. Very fast. Very fast. What is this risky?
I would say this is
A little
definitely
concerned, but
a little risky. This is risky.
Mm-hmm.
he's good though. He's fast, but he's good.
Yeah. We're gonna do this one. Double fives. I got a 5.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna just roll for everybody else.
And my effect is 1 greater.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Well then.
Because this is what I do.
I was about to say these are street farmer boys,
Yeah.
like racing. I don't know. They're like wind boats, basically. So they're not near as good as you are. You blow them away, all of them. Over the weeks, they try. Every time you guys race, you just blast it out of the park. They even probably. It's just for shits and giggles. Yeah. Okay. There's one person that puts up a little bit of a fight. He's probably like the head honcho guy. He would win if you weren't here. But you still succeed far past them on a regular basis.
And it's I don't know who is watching, who's not watching. I know that Midge is watching because Midge is Dev's,
Yeah, support.
support.
Yeah.
I don't know if Hanovi or Janice watch at all.
Yeah,
But-
there's nothing else to do on this planet. Yes, I'll watch.
It might be. I don't think you've ever seen this before, right? It is
Okay.
something. Dev always looks in control and sort of focused because Dev is a very focused person. But the things he's doing are one level extra from what this race should be, right? If we're in a backwoods running sort of skiffs, he doesn't have to do what he does to win. He races in a way that is more than he probably should, right? Like he could probably win by doing a 9, but he's doing a 13.
Yeah.
And like some of the turns are a little bit worrisome. Some of the there's just a level of intensity of his racing that feels. For Midge would know something is off. For the rest of you just might think, whoa. Shadow Assassin asks, is he showboating? He's not showboating. It is something a bit more primal.
He's cutthroating.
I imagine it's like, okay, I'm gonna make a horrible reference here. Please, everybody at home, don't hate me. But it's like, in Fast and the Furious, it's like it's in your bones. It's like Speed Racer. Like, it's like driving is like, it's innate in who you are. And when you get really into it, like anybody that has that like innate capacity for something incredible, it just happens. It's like a ferocity behind it that's not, like a primal urge to just do the thing.
He seems like a professional racer, not like some nobody.
Probably the first time too where like you're not the like nerdy guy. Yeah, like you're no longer the wallflower when you're racing. Nice, very nice. And you blow him out of the water.
At some point when you disembark from your vehicle onto the beach, I pull you aside and say, "Mate, I got to teach you how to hustle." Like you just have no idea how much money you just left on the table.
Huh?
I got to teach you how to hustle.
Oh, I don't. And like his hands are shaking just a little bit. I'm gonna hit my indulge vice to just see, what happens there for that moment.
Anybody that has indulge should you can hit the indulge vice to see what it rolls up for you. Yeah.
A 2, which means I get to clear a 2.
Yeah, you get to clear the amount of stress equal to that highest die result.
So he's clearly like this is clearly something more intense than it might be for other people. Like this is something else. And he's like, "Oh, I don't it's not about money." And he goes, "Midge, I bet you can make these faster, right?"
Yeah, but I don't know if you want to go. I don't know if you want to go any more fast.
I just
A little shaky out there, bud.
Is a squeal of women. They come running up behind. Oh my god, it's Dad!
oh. And he kind of just like steps right behind his sister.
They
Just-
come
it's like
running over, trying to get around me, just like, oh my gosh, you're amazing. I've never seen anybody fly like you before. They just kind of talk very loud at you.
He just turns to his sister with this look of slight panic.
I have this look of just utter disgust on my face. Yeah, listen, appreciated, but you're not as tight, none of you to
Well,
just,
if he ever changes his mind.
scram.
Oh, okay.
This is my sister.
They like wave. One of them boops Teddy's nose. It's a lot. As all Dev does is race over the week.
No, because he's responsible. So he spends like 1 week, like, because he's responsible. And then also after that, it starts making him nervous that he'll be followed, and he kind of can't handle that level of attention.
Yeah, people
So-
start to recognize you very quickly.
Yeah, and it makes him really, really nervous. So he retreats into the ship. Like he spends like 1 week trying to get as much speed and sort of precision. Like, and he keeps trying to get every turn just perfect. Like there's like a need for perfection and precision that he clearly has when he's racing. But then there's just too much. So he retreats into the ship rather than sort of be around more people. And he spends the second half. He was going to read books or maybe look at the records that we have of maybe hearing actual transmissions from humans other than from the home planet. Like there's this amazingness that he is so excited about hearing and seeing, but he doesn't look into it yet. Instead, he pulls out the plans of the prison and he studies them and he studies them and he keeps thinking about the plans that he had studied back when he was in the military that was going to be about killing a lot of people that he decided not to participate in, which got him in a lot of trouble. And he remembers when his sergeant said, "Well, how would you do it?" And he didn't have an answer. And so he's going to spend that second week trying to figure out the answer of how to get a prisoner out of a prison without killing people.
All right, I'm going to let you roll a study, and you're going to gain an extra die because you've been given a lot of these plans.
Okay, is this controlled?
This is a very controlled setting, and the outcome will be great because literally you may learn some secrets of the prison. Nice, Janice. And again, Dev, I guess it's not one of your vices. Reading books would be a vice, but not studying plans. Okay.
Fancy books.
Fancy.
Like nice.
Fancy books,
like
right.
actual physical books. Not
I
digital.
love that those are considered fancy. Okay.
4.
4. Not too bad. This is not really your usual forte, and this is supposed to be a top secret prison, so how much information is available in it itself is just narrow, but you do seem to have a large chunk of it.
And his one of his goals is to minimize loss of life.
Okay. You find out that, when people say prison, you imagine some place with lots of people, because the planet that you grew up on, the prisons there were overcrowded with people. This is not that kind of prison. This is a very secluded prison that is burrowed on the inside of a meteor. It holds exactly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, perfect. It holds exactly 19 cells. And then there is a 20th cell with an unmarked prisoner. Yes, your friend's name is on the list of current people that are held. Did I give you guys the name of the hacker?
No.
I don't think I did. Okay, good. I wanted to make sure I didn't plan on it. The name of the hacker is Wesley. You learn that very quickly. The first name, his name is Wesley. There are a slew of other prisoners here. Some of these prisoners, like the hacker, are probably just trying to be kept under thumb. They don't want them out there, right? Some of them may be paying the price, like your friend. Others of them possibly are like the system's worst serial killer. This is that kind of place.
But this is run by pirates, right? Not by the government.
It is run by pirates. Guess who pays the pirates to run it?
That seems sketchy.
It's one of those things where it's like, oh, you're doing what we don't have to, kind of a deals. It seems that there is, it's not very clear, but there's probably some kind of trading happening. Weapons, more than likely. It's very under the table. They're definitely not paying them in hard creds. And the pirates seem to be well off. They man this little heap of junk. Or this, like, asteroid, I guess you could say. The surface is covered in mounds of junk and crashed ships, and I guess these are, like, hillbillies in space. And then, that's the way I imagine it. And then they've burrowed a tunnel. There is a single entrance and a single exit. The single burrow.
And I imagine, sort of bringing in some of my old previous knowledge, that there are probably different ways to be aware if people are approaching. So I'm looking at ways in which we might be able to get there unknown and unseen. Like, are there ways we can jam or spoof? Like, I'm trying to find ways to sort of get us in and out.
At the 4, all that you can seem to find right now is you guys could try to do, like, a guard shift. Like, if there was, like, a shift, you could literally just play it. You could try to maybe knock out cameras. It's not as high-tech as it is highly populated. It maintains what it is because it's full of vicious pirates. There is always the old-school way of going undercover and trying to pose as pirates. At a 4, that's about what you can manage to tell from this point. Now, you can relay this to your crew once you guys get it back into space.
And also, I'm not saying anything, but really making sure that we could get Choss out seems to be... I know that we have another prisoner that we're really looking for, theoretically, but, you know, if there were a way to make sure, just thinking about that over and over again to make sure we could get...
I'll say too, Dev, since you have plans, you don't only have just like the blueprint plans, but you have the electrical plans and things as well. Each of the cells are rigged to their own individual switch. There's also one switch that releases all of them at one time.
General knowledge. How many pirates would be on this asteroid? And I imagine since they live there full time, they'd have their families and whatnot. Like, how many people are here?
Yeah, the surface is kind of populated. It's actually better known that they live on vessels that hide amongst the asteroid field.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they hide amongst the asteroid. So, yes, there are probably some surface things, but the asteroid really is not that large. It's not even the size of a moon, right? So it's really not big enough to live on, and it definitely doesn't have the atmosphere to live on. So most of them commute in via their ships that are, some of them small stations, may house 10, 12, 15 people. Some of them a little smaller than that, personal vessels, but they hide amongst the asteroid field. It's why passing through this area is so dangerous. It's literally pirate territory, and they take what they want when you come through.
Do they ask politely?
Sure, after they kill you.
Dev, with a weird vibe, just generally speaking, so relays all that he's found in the study to the group, but he just has a weird vibe. Like, just from then on out, there's just a weird vibe about him.
Okay. So you learn all of this just in time to, like, I guess piece all the bits together for the ship to be ready. Midge, other than watching your brother possibly put his life on the line multiple times, what have you been up to?
What else is new? So I'm gonna be spending a little bit of time gambling with the soldiers, just kind of trying to have a good time, eating a lot of the good fruit. The rest of the time, I actually get a free downtime for working on shit. And I am going to see if I can rig the ship in a way where maybe our scanners are a little bit better. I don't know if she can do some kind of like...
What kind of scanners? Like, you want to be able to scan, like, surfaces? You want to be able to scan farther out? Wider? Like, the distance, the circumference is wider? What is the outcome that you're looking for?
I want to see if she can rig something where it's not necessarily, like, mineral or vegetable, but whenever we come across, like, a rogue ship, we can scan it and maybe get a loose idea of what that interior might look like.
Okay, yeah, because right now you can scan it, and probably for life forms, like anything that's living, heat, sinking, those kind of things. But this would allow you to actually map the ship. Okay, yeah, sure. Let's do this. Go ahead. First thing, you are gonna be able to roll for your vice. So click your vice and let that roll so that you can relieve some stress because you did gamble.
Bam!
Nicely done. So you take down 6 of your 7 stresses. Damn. That's impressive. You really like gambling. Really like it.
She's good.
Thanks, Steph. Enjoy those new emotes. Perfect. And then I'm gonna have you actually roll. I guess this would be hack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Oh, excellent. Risky, control, desperate.
This is pretty controlled.
Okay. Standard effect.
It'll be the standard effect of what you want the outcome to be. Yes.
You got it. Oh, not good. That's fine.
Okay.
We don't have many more spare parts lying around.
Yeah. Okay. Hang on. Okay. I was updating because we just got a donation. I want to make sure that went through. Our bar is ever growing. Okay. You added 2. You tinker around with the with what you've got on hand. It definitely doesn't give you the outcome that you're looking for. But a 2 still beefs up what you already have, I'll say. So the scanner itself now can do things like read not only bodies on the ship, but possibly race. Like, are they an alien race? Like, what is the biological makeup? Are they cold-blooded? Are they warm-blooded? So you'll get some more information there, but actually mapping the ship doesn't quite work. But you would have enough. I was about to say, you would have enough time if you wanted to hack something else or build something else, because that's a very minor.
Well, it depends on how long this might take up my time. So once the Wi-Fi essentially got fixed up on board the ship, she's going to be spending a little time kind of browsing like the dark web essentially for, I don't know, maybe kind of forums of like other people that are kind of deeply questioning the way this galaxy works.
Okay.
Because she's like we talked on the like the Patreon after talk last sesh. So we've grown up on a very dumpy little ass planet. Nothing good really ever came out of anything. Destitute poverty. And she's always questioned it, but not deeply. I don't think she had the language to maybe dialogue with that in a way. And now that she's finally seeing the universe, and especially seeing this planet and this bounty that they have that's all controlled by somebody, things aren't adding up in her head.
Okay. All right. I'm going to give you, this is another hack skill. Okay. I'll have you roll this one. This flat hack.
Okay.
This is risky. You're going onto the dark web. Basically, you're going into unknown territory. But the effect, if you roll well, you could learn a lot of stuff you may not even want to know. So I would say it's pretty great.
Okay. I'm going to use one of our gambits.
Okay.
And you know what? I'm gonna.
We also, our gambits for the ship will reset when you guys go into the heist.
Okay.
So just
yeah.
So just if you want to use it, now's a good time for your downtime.
Okay. And you know what? I'm gonna push myself too, because I just
Yeah, you just got rid of a lot of stress.
I'm feeling fresh.
Okay.
It's so clean. Fours.
Okay, fours. There are lots of things out there. Some things that make your stomach churn when you read about them or you see them. Stuff that, some of it's even beyond your comprehension. You find a forum that talks a little bit about this new drug that's running about and amok in some of the outer planets, that's allowing people to tap in, as they call it, to the actual dark web, to break free of our physical form and take our minds into a digital realm. It's a crazy experience, so they say, though nobody has completely returned in their entirety. It seems to heavily affect the people that undergo it. But the ones that do come back say that it's unlike anything they've ever experienced. You read quite a few conspiracy theories on this, and the opportunities, really, is more of what the forum is of this, such as hacking banks with just your mind, stealing things, changing historical data, the opportunity of what you can simply do by not having to physically be somewhere, and how much lives in the digital realm. And then you stumble across other forums of conspiracy theories, ones that are based a little bit more in history of this universe. Some of them are not very kind, specifically to the humans. They speak very poorly of the human race and what they did, that it's really their fault. By stumbling upon it and coming here, it shifted the ecosystem of the Byzanti Capuli system. And it's what pushed the system into a dark place, into the pillaging, into the wiping out and genocide of mass races. And therefore it also had to be the humans that had to write it. There are whispers that the president doesn't exist at all, that there's some great ploy to hide something worse. Is it a government entity? Some people believe this kind of board of directors that rules the galaxy. But there's one in particular that you come across after all the conspiracy theories that kind of knocks you in the gut. Because they talk about a symbol. And what you find most interesting about the symbol is it's actually a digital symbol. It represents something in the digital, I guess, realm. And it covers, and the conspiracy says, that there is no president, that the entire galaxy is being run by a computer system, an AI, that is significantly more intelligent than all of us. It has pulled the wool over our eyes, over the government, and that it came here on the human archive. It was part of what the humans brought to this place. And that to hide itself and to keep itself safe, it felt superior enough to create a position that everybody believed was in power. The manifesto that you just read was written by a man named Wesley. It's dated 10 years ago when he went missing.
Close out of everything.
Click, 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 click. Ah! And that is Midge what you learned
Type
over
tape
your
over
time.
the webcam. I would like to officially apologize to my FBI agent, Jerry.
And before you know it, the ship is ready. The holes are patched. The hull itself is relatively new. There's lots of supplies on this planet, so this is probably the best your ship has looked since you were given it, fresh out of the military dock. The inside is clean. There are no more brains in the floor. We got another cheer. Thank you, Steph. There are no more, brains in the floor. The blood is gone. The cabinets do stand, I guess you'd say, cleared of a lot of supplies and things because a lot of that was broken, and so it is kind of empty, but your personal rooms are still, I guess, intact. Your gear probably lays in piles around, but it's home. The circuits have been replaced, and the ship seems to be in a place where it can take off.
And we've not been able to find Lucy at all.
We have not.
And we have to look for her subtly because we can't look like we're looking for her, but more like let's do some let's do some
Deep
sightseeing.
cleaning, right?
Yeah, you guys kind of peer around. Both, what you mean, like while you're on this planet, like in this town.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You guys even go back multiple times. You try to make connection via comms. It doesn't take.
When we're back in the ship, about ready to take off, and and Dev wants to say goodbye to the woman who's in charge of things, and to be polite, right? You have to say your politenesses. But when we're back in the ship, Teddy says to the crew, we should probably go back up to the space station, or at least check in with them, because we did save them, and, well, it would be weird if we didn't check in to make sure they're okay, and we're supposed to check in with the Purloin Guild too, and I don't know if we should do that before or after, but we should just at least check in with the people at the station to make sure it's okay. I mean,
Yeah, we'll send a message. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Midge?
Yeah. And toss him one of the fancy fruit we got.
He takes it. Did Mr. Hyde tell you about the other person we're going to break out?
Who, Wesley?
No, the other person.
No. Well, you ain't gonna tell me about what we're supposed to be fucking doing if you're gonna give me a mission? Hyde?
Are you wanting me to interrupt this conversation?
If he chooses to ignore me, he can ignore me.
I mean, no, I wouldn't ignore you. I stomp in, trying to tame my hair. The frizz from this planet has Hyde's hair all over the place.
It's very humid here.
And since Hyde has come in, Dev just gets into the pilot seat. Like, he's like, this conversation's gonna go over here. I'm gonna be in the pilot seat. I get to avoid this for a little bit.
The way you called sounds like someone tattled on me. What?
Apparently we're supposed to pick somebody else up?
Yeah. I
Another
told
one of your
brother.
girlfriends?
No.
Boyfriends?
No. Not for a long time.
You never know. So who is it?
Well, I told him I figured he would tell you. This Choss guy, some fancy racer.
I'm assuming I know who that is.
Oh, you do?
Okay, yeah, alright. We've discussed. Okay.
Just some guy. It got us the information, the layout of the place.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
You have the same look he had. What's going on? What is this?
No, nothing.
Is it an auspicious name? Is it your brother? Do you have another brother?
No, not well.
Father?
I mean, no. Nope. Everything's good. Everything's fine.
Are we going to be killing this guy? Because after we deliver him,
you're getting him out of jail. Are we allowed to kill this guy? Like, are you saying?
I mean, I don't care what happens to him after we deliver him. You two just tell me what you need. And then
He's not going to be killed. What? But he's...
Just tell me whatever you need.
They're not going to kill him, right?
I mean, would it be so bad?
Yes!
You don't know why you can try to pull his files, Dev, if you want to find out how he managed to get himself into.
Joss is the guy that was the rival.
No,
racer, correct?
Not the son of the gang member, but
Oh, the guy that we talked about.
yeah.
Okay, sorry. I know who you're talking about now. Okay, sorry.
Yeah. Not the son
Gotcha.
of the gang member.
Gotcha.
The other guy.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. What I mean,
his name is not unheard of. He is a famous racer, and if you keep up with racing in the galaxy at all, you would know his name. He's very
right, well,
famous.
we know.
Yeah, that's how other people might know
I
him.
know. Yeah. I mean, I thought you would. I thought you guys just kind of ghosted each other, you know? Did you even know he's in prison?
No. But we have to get him out.
Well, duh. I mean, do you want to get him out of prison?
Yes. I mean, I'm still mad at him, but he shouldn't be in prison.
Well, I mean, it depends on what he did, I guess, really.
He probably cheated, but that's not the point.
I mean, yeah, fair. I mean, yeah. I could
Hey.
see it.
I bet you could you look up why he's in there?
Teddy.
Actually, before Teddy even has a chance to answer, you hear a voice you've not heard in a long time. Sis has returned to you. My family, I have missed you all.
Hey.
Hey, sis.
Can I assist you in any way?
Teddy missed you.
Teddy, he still lives.
I thought you were gonna say does not compute.
Yeah.
Just gut
Who?
dev. Just
Okay, so I know the Purloin Guild installed Sis. I'm very good with ships, and I'm very good with knowing like the history of how they're built and how they're, do I know how and where Sis was invented?
Sis is like a mainframe computer that gets connected to the military's like system. I would say that Sis is definitely because it's military issued when the military was instilled 300 or so with the president years ago. Sis became a pretty regular part of military activity. Now, Sis is it's like an operating program. Think of it like that. Sis is the operating program for the Cerberus ship that you run. So other ships will have a different operating system that's also connected to the military database, but those are called something different. Sis is specific to Cerberus, which is the kind of ship you have.
I think she's wondering how secure and safe Sis is from,
I mean,
Yeah,
she's
now
connected.
learning that Wesley had this manifesto. There's a lot of cogs turning in Midge's head right now. So
I mean, so far
she's a little more.
I was about to say, so far Sis is giving you no acknowledgement of any kind of artificial intelligence, meaning like taking over. Sis has always been what she is, which is a connection to the larger network and an operating system for your ship, which is why she doesn't take on Teddy's advances.
Right.
Because she can't possibly
there's
compute
been no
that.
There's been no inclination for
there's been no
Midge to really second guess anything, but she's
but
questioning a lot right
now being connected, you might have. I mean, that's what conspiracy theories do,
Right.
right? They plant a seed and it begins to grow, and you start to
Oh,
question
yeah.
everything around you. So, I mean, Sis just simply asks, "Can I help you with something?"
Yeah, give me the files on this Joss guy. you know the one.
The HUD like lights up. It's the most HUD screens you've seen since Dev, especially since the crash. They all light up and information begins flowing. There was an incident that's very clear. It's in all of the kind of digital papers and news. He did, in fact, cheat on a race that got quite a few people killed.
Oh.
It backfired. He was working for all the wrong people, and it backfired. All these people died, and it got blamed on him. More than likely, he was a scapegoat for a much larger gambling ring issue, but that was not ever able to be proved. And because of his high value and status, he couldn't be put in any prison. So it's actually probably safest for him to be in this pirate prison.
What does that mean?
It means that the rest of the prisons in the solar system are not really great places, and somebody like him may be targeted or killed or held for ransom, so they can't just drop him on some dusty planet and make him a prisoner.
He's too famous.
He's too famous. It also probably means that if he's been put with these pirates and in this specific place, that somebody has a high value on him. They don't want him necessarily dead.
So is this pirate prison essentially like the white collar prison kind of thing?
No, it's a junk. It is an asteroid that has been hollowed out, and the pirates have mitigated with the government, which is what Dev has learned, to keep their position in this asteroid belt, to be pirates, they have to run this prison for the military.
Okay.
It's not a white-collar prison. There's everything from, like, the worst serial killers in the galaxy here to your friend who needs to be protected. They're exactly, 19 cells, and then
but
a 20th
they're a bit
cell.
safer. Okay.
It is safer because there are less
Right.
people, and it's highly controlled, which means your friend's probably in solitary confinement.
Okay. Gotcha.
Or like this hacker who put out the conspiracy. It would make sense if we put him in a prison like this.
Right.
We can control him, we can watch him, we can brainwash him, we can do whatever we want with him in a place like this.
Well, okay.
Dev is
I mean, I
gonna
have
to
an idea.
Dev is going to have to study all the footage of the crash because he needs to figure out what happened and whether or not Chas was really involved. He needs to figure out what happened.
Okay. I'm going to leave you to that, and then I am actually going to head to hide.
So
And
here's what
have a
I'll
little chat.
say. So the ship takes off. You guys are now in space. You guys get a warm exit from the people on this planet. They wave you goodbye as you finally leave this atrocious planet behind.
We check in on the space station to make sure that they know that we're heroes and that they like us and they're not mad at us.
You can check in on the space station if you want. The party has ended. It's a week-long party, so it's been about a week over. Things are kind of going back to normal. Your names have dwindled in the public sphere. Nobody stays famous forever, and especially not on a galactic level. But the military still seems to hold you in pretty high regard. Your files and things seem still to be marked with the appropriate markings of honor. So you note that. But as you guys come into space, you are going to have to plan this heist. What is your plan of attack? You've got about a day's journey. You're fueled up, you're ready to go, but what is the plan? I guess you could say.
Hyde, I know Hyde's a level 4? Or I know you're higher level than us in the Purloin Guild.
He has a fourth level status, yes.
Level 4, okay. What's the highest level in the Purloin?
5.
5, okay.
And then you have the people that aren't on the scale at all.
Right.
Right.
Well, I don't know how you feel about the guild or anything, but I mean, I'd rather not go in guns blazing, and I'm wondering if I could. You think if we had a level 5 clearance, if they would just let us take these guys?
Hyde is literally priming a box full of detonator charges.
I know, which is generally Slip's thing. That's
I was
like,
about
yeah.
to describe it to you. Like, he looks up, he has this thing in his hand. Yeah. He says,
You making a bomb?
"No, I already made that.
What? You could have asked me.
I'm just priming some detonator charges."
Okay, cool. I'll sit down and help him prime. And chat.
You know that they're highly illegal too.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd be like, "So you want to just try and flex some political might and see if we can get him out that way?"
I mean, maybe. I mean, it could get us in the door easier. I can probably hack together some kind of credential.
I mean, my
Maybe.
credentials, I don't know if they'll get us a prime
You're only a
suspect.
4, right? I mean, I could get us a 5.
You want to try it?
I mean, you're building a bomb. Why the fuck not, Off the wall.
Built. I already built the bomb.
Oh, Bill. Sorry.
These are the detonators.
Right. Of course, right. I mean, we're gonna take this world out with a bang. Let's go with a bang, right?
I like to plan for the worst so that I can keep some of the pieces together when everything breaks.
Oh, I think it's already worse.
So
You
that
know.
I gesture at all of the detonator charges, and I'd be like this stuff, I don't want to use it. If we do things right, I won't use it. So if you have another idea, yeah, let's do that. This is no
Hey,
other
sis,
choice.
go away for a bit. All right, shut it off. I need some privacy with Hyde. You know.
You're acting so weird. You and your brother.
Listen. Okay, listen. Don't worry about him.
Is it all
okay?
the fruit?
No.
Is it not?
Listen.
Because I mean,
what did you just call him?
who? Your brother? I called him brother.
You just called on truth. No, this isn't about him. Okay, listen. All right. I saw something on the internet.
Begins every troll's great story.
Tweet. Like I'm still charging these dead.
I'm helping you like coil wire as we're going.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Are you good with computers? Are you on the internet?
Yeah.
Okay, listen. Shit's getting weird. Okay. I don't know how to say this. I feel like that Wesley guy wrote this whole manifesto about this huge conspiracy theory where the entire galaxy is run by a computer. Not just like people, like a computer, like a like a smart thing.
Like sis.
Yeah.
The moment nobody trusts AI anymore. It's the defining moment in all science fiction.
Elon Musk was right all along.
Dev still loves Teddy. Come on.
Oh, I love Teddy, and I have my gecko. Like I love AI.
Because I've not turned Teddy against you yet.
I love
would
VI.
I mean, it's not the craziest thing.
No, no.
Advanced tech.
I mean, they did make that Jurassic Park terminal a couple years back.
Hundreds
Anything
and
can
hundreds
happen.
of years of representation, almost limitless resources. That seems like something an AI would do.
Yeah, I mean, this is gonna be in on it.
You know what would help?
Did I hear my name?
No, I'm not. I'm good. 5 more minutes. Bye.
It's like Siri. It's like, shut up, Siri!
You know what would help?
We're almost done.
An expert hacker.
Yeah, well, that's why we need to bust this bitch open.
Mm-hmm. Get him and that racer guy. Yep.
All right. So I can say, can you guys see the map? So this
Yes.
is the space station, or I said this is the internal, once you've gone inside of the asteroid itself.
Right.
Things that you guys know. There is an asteroid belt on the far side of the planet Helenia. Okay, Helenia is known for mining. It mines those amazingly expensive crystals that you put into your fuel tank. There are 2 space stations that float around this planet, but the actual asteroid belt is on the far side of it. The space stations are housing and refining, basically, the crystals. Yeah, the asteroid belt is very clear. There's no missing it, and you've been given, I guess you could say, a map to pinpoint the correct asteroid that floats in this belt, so you know which one. There's a single way in and out. They have burrowed a very large hole, large enough for ships to come in and out. The map shows that there is a docking pad inside of the asteroid where you can put ships, probably prisoner transport, deliveries, those kinds of things. And then it pretty much is a prison. There's nothing that goes on here but housing people. There is a small entrance here that leads up a flight of stairs to a check-in area and desk, and then you can see the main area of the physical prison itself. There's a control center and a control desk at the center of this circular prison, where it's literally kind of the cells are pie slices in the circular sides of it. There is a second floor. An elevator located here takes you up to the second floor, which houses a couple small rooms off on this end. You can see that probably food storage, extra clothing, showers, so forth and so on. But more importantly, the 20th cell, which is where Wesley is held.
Okay.
You would know that your friend is going to be with the rest of the other prisoners, but Wesley is being held in the isolated chamber.
Mr. Deadeye? I don't want to, like, and Devison is, as he's like, all of these like photos and these videos of Choss are just continuing to sort of process as he's sort of looking at all of that. Mr. Deadeye, I don't mean to presume, but I got this sense that you knew a little bit about pirates, more technically, in terms of actual experience with them in person, personally, not theoretically.
Well, you totally don't have to dance around it, mate. It's perfectly okay.
I mean, I'm not
yes,
implying...
I may or may not, and by that I mean I may have definitely had some types of pirating shenanigans in my past. In regards to these fellows, I do know that they are quite dangerous, though sometimes inept.
Also true.
And I do very well believe that they could be definitely classified as a bit overconfident. So
also true.
No one would really expect a sort of direct engagement.
Do you think, is there like, do we like need a flag or a kind of a signal to what, I mean, should we just try to talk our way in and out? I feel like you probably know the secret handshake. Do pirates have secret handshakes? Maybe they do. I don't know if they do. I bet they do. Do they?
Janice, you would know two things. One, these are very comfortable pirates, which means you're right. They won't see it coming. One. They've become very lackadaisical in their day-to-day activity of holding these prisoners. Two, there's no secret handshake or anything like that. You're actually probably better off playing into their routine. When do deliveries come in? When does prisoner transport happen? Trying to flow with their normalcy. You may be able to slip in and out.
Right, so yeah, I think if we disguise ourselves as sort of a delivery shipment, perhaps with some of our acquired fruits and whatnot, special delivery for the head pirate asshole guy, and it might buy us a bit of into the prison area.
Or we could give people vaccinations.
Or yes, that
you would know that, I mean, a medical transport of like vaccinating the prisoners would be somewhat normal.
Do we pass for a medical ship?
A pirate medical ship. Arr.
It's a good thing that no one would turn away vaccinations because they do not cause autism, and even if they do, the benefits outweigh it.
I can always go outside and repaint, 0 germs.
I love that that's the option. I believe the Cerberus is pretty well known as a
snatch and grab ship.
Infiltration I was just
ship?
Looking that up. I'm like, we need to do much more snatching and grab.
Yeah, snatch and grab. Well, so you guys do have a lot of stealth on your side. That's one thing. Right. You guys do have stealth on the ship, so that's a plus. Other things to note. Cerberus ships are used for a variety of things. They can be repainted and used for cargo vessels, like small cargo ships. So repainting it's not a horrible idea. The Cerberus is the model that's used for intergalactic, hospitalization transport of everything from organs to people to. So you could get away with that if you guys could successfully pull the paint job off.
And we have the ability, our special ability for our ship. We have taken snatch and grab, When we use deception, infiltration, or social plan to execute a kidnapping, we get a 1d to our engagement roll.
There you go. And you're going to have to make one of those when we actually go into the heist. So that seems like probably your best option.
So, Deadeye, just so you know, because you're seeing all of these, sort of all these videos that are up that are like racing crashes, right? The man that is in prison sort of looks like a sort of a slightly younger, cockier version in some ways of Janice. Not exactly the same, but there's a similar kind of air of snarky roguishness.
Bravado.
I was like, I can't wait for you to finish that sentence.
I was like, I need a word I can say online.
The word that you're looking for, mate, is bravado.
You might notice a similarity in smirk, is what I would say.
Okay. So what I'm hearing is this is probably, in terms of the plan itself, is a deception infiltration plan. You want to deceive them into believing, and then you want to infiltrate being unseen to get the thing. Are you also, and it's a transport mission, and then you got to transport it back. Okay, so those are the 3 phases of the mission, roughly.
So, given that Dev never actually agreed to drinking with me,
oh yeah,
I'd still have some of this wild turkey left, and I would attempt to meet with whoever the pirate captain is to give him some of the wild turkey, and just shoot the shit with him about, possible high-profile prisoners, yada yada yada, and see, because I know pirates like to brag. So I'd like for him to show me off, his most important prisoner that he has, so I can alleviate him of that burden.
Be impressed, so you can be impressed by how manly the pirate is, or womanly,
Yes,
or
definitely.
whateverly.
or whateverly.
Dev, would you feel comfortable potentially being on your own here?
On the ship?
No, on their docks.
Oh. Sure.
Well, I mean, if we're busy getting these guys out, they're gonna figure out eventually that we're not who we say we are. If we
Maybe-
can pass it off. But
Maybe they won't.
I mean, I've taught you a bit of stuff over the years, and you're a good enough pilot. You think you could disable their ships?
Oh. I'm not as good as you are at those sorts of things, but
Well, no, but we
But I
can't all
could-
be.
I could do something.
That and definitely keep the proverbial engine running, mate, because
Oh.
things don't always go to shit when I'm involved, but they sometimes do, so it would probably be a good idea if we were able to escape quickly.
Mr. Deadeye,
Yes,
I believe in you. I know you can do it.
that makes 2 of us.
I mean, if you can buy me about 8 minutes, I can be sure to disable their ships.
Okay.
I can just leave the button with Dev.
What button?
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about
Okay.
It'll be big.
it. we just say it. We just say it in tandem. Don't worry about it.
You just wait for Hanobi.
Complete,
Just wait for Hanobi to say now, and we're good.
complete syncing up there.
All right, so here's how this works in Scum and Villainy. We actually haven't used a true plan scenario yet, to the way the book lays it out, but I love it. So you guys have kind of roughly laid this out. The plan is to deceive them. It's a deception plan to start by painting the ship or hiding yourselves as pirates of some kind. They're on an actual procedural day-to-day activity, correct? We can get into details in a minute.
And Janice knows the pirate lingo.
Yeah.
He knows the secret handshake.
Sure. Yeah. Then there's the infiltration process, which is trying to go unseen, away from the fake duty to the actual thing that you're wanting to do. And then there is the final piece of it, which is the transport, getting the 2 prisoners out.
I mean, you don't think they'll go for me just telling them we're taking them to another station?
So,
I could probably
what would
disable
you-
their communications.
Would you be like, this one needs extra antibiotics? We gotta take him somewhere
he looks
else.
so
I'm
sick.
not gonna. Okay, listen, Hyde.
No,
I don't know
I'm
shit
this
about
is
medicine.
JB asking what the plan is.
Wait,
So
Captain.
far, the plan has been to blow things up. It has been to disguise ourselves as some medical ship, to fake our credentials, and to act as pirates. Which
Okay,
one are we doing?
so what
wait,
what
wait.
Slip is thinking is, I can either fake credentials, or you're high enough level, where we've got the passcodes. I can just barge in there while Janice is distracting their captain, kind of calming him down a little bit. Look, we're here from the guild, and or not the guild, but we're here to transport these two to a different facility.
So,
And you can't ask questions about it. Sorry.
so
I could possibly disable their communications out so that they can't verify it.
all right. You'll know that there will be individuals here, here, and here that you have to deal with.
Okay.
There will be the one that greets you here. This is just the first one is just a basic check.
Okay.
The second one is going to be the guards at this door. This will be the set of guards that that are on duty at the moment, watching over this.
Okay.
Things of benefit that I've already told you. One, all of the cells are controlled from the central control panel.
Mm-hmm.
You can control them individually, or you can control them all at one time. It would also not be unheard of. Usually, if you're coming into a prison, you have to pre-schedule these kinds of things. So, Midge, you could potentially hack and schedule
Yeah.
the shots for these prisoners.
Right.
Which means they could potentially move them all. Like, if you think about it, they may take them to like a med bay up here.
Mm-hmm.
Where they line them up for their shots or something, so forth and so on. But scheduling it would take a little bit of the heat off of, like, why did you just show up randomly?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. That's okay. Also, with our plans, that we got, the blueprints, do they show any, like, ductwork?
Sure, you
that
got
I
electrical.
could theoretically.
Yeah, I'd say that there's some duct work. Probably not on this upper floor, because this is the high security area. Down here on this one, you would note that there's plenty of duct work that runs actually in the circular area, and then there's a tube that actually pumps from the center all the way up through the meteor. Like all the way up through, and it expulses it out.
Into space.
Mhm,
Okay.
Into space, yeah. So there's a single tube that goes all the way up.
Dev says-
which looking at the plans also probably acts as a weak point. So if you were to blow something.
Dev says, couldn't you maybe spoof the like I'm sure they have some sort of surveillance, right? But if you could maybe use your hacking skills, you could make it look like the prisoners are still in their cells when they're not, when they're with us. You could do something like that. That would then they wouldn't even be looking for a while.
Yeah, that's an option, as long as those guards aren't watching them 24/7. I mean,
If they were dead, you would have to take their bodies out, right?
yeah, but I'm not very good at hacking people into death.
I meant drugs.
Hide.
Yeah.
There are drugs that feign death. They're
If we-
expensive.
Because if we're going to give them, vaccinations, what if some of the vaccinations are not
It
really
is.
vaccinations?
So much cheaper to just kill them if you're talking about the guards. If you're
No.
talking about the inmates.
Yeah. So then we give them the vaccinations, but then a couple die, and since we're the medic people, we take out their dead bodies, and then they're not really dead.
You think they'd buy death by vaccination, though?
Well, no, we're just vaccinating them, but then they just die, heart attacks or whatever. I don't know how these drugs work. I mean, I read about it a little bit when I was studying to be medic-y things.
I read this book one time called Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah, and it really worked in that one. Well, it didn't work out in the end, but I mean, it could have worked out, but they didn't.
So, Midge, the first thing to do would be to set the appointment.
Yeah.
And so you're able to do that pretty seamlessly. With Hanovi's passes, you're able to go in and kind of feign in a line in the schedule for a visit for a med team to come through. To make it easy on yourself, and because you guys are going to get quite a few additions. Okay, this is a really bold plan. You're going into one of the most top secret prisons in all of the galaxy. So you're going to gain a +1 die to the engagement roll.
No pressure.
You'll get your ship's +1 die as well to this engagement roll. And because you used one of your contacts to gain the plans in advance, you're also going to gain a +1. So you guys get 3 die just to the engagement roll, which is about setting you up for success. That's what the engagement roll does when we drop into action. Okay. So you set your plan. You schedule it.
Do we have drugs?
Is that what you want to do?
Plan?
Is the plan?
I don't know. Is it?
I mean,
no, let's live your truth. If that's what you want to do.
If that's what you want to do, we'll drug them.
Dev likes romance stories. You know, Dev just like puts out stuff.
Dev, you would know that you could easily fake just like a saline shot if you just wanted to fake it, because they are going to have to line the prisoners up, which means they're taking them all out of their cells. Yeah. There's less security on them. So if you wanted to fake it, you could. Yeah. And let's do it. Who wants to make the engagement roll?
Slip.
Yep, our captain.
I'll do it. Yeah, hell yeah.
Okay. Let me see. I think there might be on your actual ship. Let me just.
I thought I saw something.
Let me just see. I think there actually is a ship. Let me just check.
Fortune.
So many options. That's a faction. That's not what I want. There might not be. That's not what I want either. Looking at this, just roll. No, that's the fortune. Okay, then you're going to get. It'll be 4 die.
Okay.
Total, so you can just roll 4d6 if we want to.
Okay. So worried.
Yeah, I was looking to see, but it's fine.
Oh no, that's fortune. Are we rolling fortune?
Nope, you're not rolling fortune.
No.
You're just rolling 4d6 because I don't see one here. Yeah.
Okay. A 6!
A 6! All right. This puts everything for the first part of this mission in a controlled situation. They buy it.
Fuck yeah.
The ship rolls in. They are expecting you. You're greeted by a bunch of toothy pirates. They're space pirates, but they clearly are trying to be something they're not. As they greet you. They want to be taken seriously, even though nothing that they do is really serious at all. But they greet you. They ask if you need any help, those kinds of things. They lead you straight in. Down through the corridor. They buy it. All the way to here. You guys make it into the centralized area of the prison. You can see that each of the prisoners are behind a very thick pane of glass. Everything around them is a solid metal like wall. Most of the prisoners look emaciated, poorly taken care of. Some of them clearly have been beaten. What these pirates do on this ship is probably only known to them. As long as the prisoners stay alive, they're allowed to probably do whatever they want. Div, your eye catches someone. They're thin. Their beard has grown out quite a lot. Thanks for that subscription. Enjoy your new emotes. The light, that light in their eyes has dissipated from both extended time in here and the lack of joy of getting to race. A gruff female meets you. Her head is shaved, her body covered in hand-done tattoos. That is very clear. She clicks through a few teeth. And she says, "So, remind me again. What's all this about?"
I am a doctor.
Routine medical check.
On these pieces of shit? She, thumbs one of the glasses. The prisoner, pulls back.
We pay enough money.
Corpses are worthless.
So, actually, we're here to vaccinate the guards, so you don't catch anything from these nasty pieces of shit.
Ah, I fucking told you. She like smacks one of the other much quainter pirates. Fucking told you were wrong.
I mean, who really
knew
cares? Who really cares about the health of these pieces of shit anyway?
It's right. They don't deserve to live anyways. She kind of spits. She goes, all right. One by one, you can take them upstairs. She says, I'm going to stay here. She kind of eyeballs all of you. She goes, you, and you. Go on up. She points to the very quaint hydraulic elevator behind her that clearly goes up to the second floor, where there was probably a medical room on, if you guys remember from the map back here. And she says, well, don't stand there staring at me. But you, she points to Janice, you. You could stare at me.
Click, click.
Right. So would you be the fine leader of this establishment?
I guess you could say so. I'm old Joyce.
Oh, joy.
Right. Well, perhaps while my compatriots are sort of going about doing their business, you could show me about the place. I do have. I don't know if you've ever come across anything like this, but this excellent
I've come
bottle.
across a lot of things in my time.
Oh, I don't know about this. This is an ancient bottle of old world liquor.
You're shitting me.
And I pull it out and hold up the bottle.
Are you asking a lady for a drink?
Well, maybe if the lady provides a proper tour of the establishment. And...
She reaches back without even looking. She grabs somebody by a scruff and slams them forward. And she says, "I'm gonna take my break. Stay here. If they do anything stupid, shoot them." And she lets it go.
But they'll need the vaccination too. Also, everyone.
Well, yeah, I'll bring old Joyce's dose with me.
she nudges. She says, "Yeah, he will." And she kind of grabs Janice by the cuff of the neck with a very wide hand, and she says, "Well, come on, let me give you the grand tour." And she leads you kind of around this exterior piece that looks at the back of the cells, which puts quite a bit of distance between the actual prisoners and you.
As you guys see me leave, I give this facial look of Ralph from The Simpsons on the school bus. And,
I'm in danger.
Yeah, she is. She's handsy. She's all over Janice. She's very handsy. Yeah. Oh, Joyce. And you can hear her voice kind of pinging out as she says, "Now, right here, I remember the first time I watched a tooth fly across." And she's kind of just giving him the rundown. None of it's a tour whatsoever. It has nothing to do with the facility and everything to do with the scars on her body that she can show off, the crazy shit that she's seen on this job. But you guys can hear that she's significantly distracted. Thanks to Janice. Leaving the three of you, there's only a single guard now, kind of a quaint guard down here. The other one is behind you and is waiting on the elevator lift to go up to the second floor.
So we can vaccinate them all.
Don't forget, at any point, if you need something you don't have, you can call for a flashback, and you can narrate it happening.
Okay.
Dr. Hyde?
Yeah.
Or was that Mr. Hyde?
Don't
I
forget
knew it
there's
was
that disease from that farming planet going around.
Oh, don't I get very uncomfortable when I think about the ways in which the skin necrosis happens.
Yeah, it was nasty.
Skin necrosis is really bad.
Yeah.
And then he just looks at the guards.
This kind of derpy one with crosshairs goes, "I don't want nothing else on my skin. I already got this rash." And he pulls his shirt up and shows you there's some kind of like fungal infection that's growing down his side.
I take out my I have not a laser gun, it's a laser drill essentially. It looks really dirty, but it
Wait.
does not look like medical grade equipment.
We should probably do
I
this.
mean, I can. I can get that off for you if you'd like.
We should probably do this in the medical bay.
Because I ain't
Well,
never had
yeah,
a
as
woman
we're
wanting
going-
to scrub my fungus.
Dr. Hyde, should we just gather them all up now?
Yes, what are you two doing?
And a few of them gesture. The lift holds about 6 people, so 3 guards get on. Clearly the first shift. Do all 3 of you get on board?
Yes.
Okay. You
Do
guys.
you want me? And I look to Hyde and Midge, ask me if I should stay down below.
Yeah. Why don't you give these guys a look over, check for any of the necrosis, and mark out the that
Oh no! What's
Yeah.
that necrosis? I hope I don't got that.
need a second look. You know.
So Dev will stay down below
Okay.
while the medical team goes up top.
Yeah.
All right. The hydraulics take you up. You land, looking out at this space here. There is some kind of insulated cell in front of you, circular, matching the shape, already dug out shape of downstairs. The actual physical cell itself must be deeply burrowed inside of these walls. Thank you guys out there for that love. Thank you. And there are like just some basic doors down here on this end. This seems to be where like the direction that they're leading you. As you pass and you turn around to take a peek at what could possibly be in the cell, Wesley, it is definitely not what you imagined. Inside of the cell, suspended in an anti-gravity chamber, is some kind of slug-like creature. It is not human. It does not have legs. It barely has what might be considered a face. It is amorphous in shape and reminds you somewhat of a brain. Though it doesn't hold like a very round shape, it's more long, like a slug of some kind. And it floats there. Occasionally some kind of lightning like pings out and shocks the creature on the inside as it stays in a stasis.
Fuck is that?
We are on the same page because that's exactly what I would have made this.
Really?
time.
Yeah.
I was thinking that when we were on the
Yeah.
elevator.
Yeah, I was like,
some weird slug.
Yeah, some
brain.
kind of weird freaking thing. Yeah. It's all
I
that
talk to machines.
yeah, all that Dune in me is like, oh, what a spice worm. Okay, so this is what you guys see. Midge says, "What the fuck is that?" The one of the pirates lifts his shirt as you guys arrive into the room. He goes, kind of points right here, and he goes, "That's that dumbass Wesley." As the camera cuts downstairs, Janice, she gets ever closer constantly. She talks a lot. You listen, I'm hoping, a lot. Dev, as you stand down here with the single guard in the open space, the poorly lit cells are kind of hollow, as most of the people in them keep to the back shadowy corners, except for one. Your friend crawls to the edge, eyes squinting.
I tried just to like shake my head because I do not want a scene.
All right. Eyes squint. There's a tap on the glass, and then a thud of a hand, like they know you. If you are going to actually try to hide and I guess disguise yourself, I am going to need I'm gonna need a roll for that very quick. Dev, so make a skulk roll.
Oh, I'm really good at that.
Great.
I'm not.
Great.
Dev doesn't skulk.
A scrawny brown
I'm gonna
dude
just very
with
quickly have you
very
skulk.
blue hair, very inconspicuous.
Uh-huh.
I imagine this is.
He looks just like everybody else.
Yeah.
Is this the time where we do a devil's bargain for the first time in this entire game?
Yay, it may have to be.
Ooh.
We totally can. Because you're about to go into the second phase of your, which we're actually going to stop on. You guys will start there,
roll
which
this.
is the infiltration.
Threes.
The dice say, sorry, I don't have it up anymore. The dice say, okay, threes. Okay, that's
Can
not
I-
so bad.
Can I say something?
Uh-huh.
Dev has, that sort of. Dev has a. Dev checked out something. Dev checked out every single prisoner and what their record was in this prison. Because he's planning on letting out multiple people to camouflage who the real targets were. But not serial killers. He wants to let out people who are not serial killers, but like he does, because if only the
tax evaders, that kind of thing.
Yeah, but like if only two people are gone, that's going to be obvious. So he's basically wanted to see on the console, because he's memorized which numbers. He's like, okay, 19, 20, 7, 3, 5. Like the
so
ones
how are you gonna do that? Is my question.
Well, all of these guards are gonna be knocked out real soon when they get their vaccination. So he's just waiting for the guards to go down.
Okay. One at a time. All right. They're not down yet, but you do walk around. Your friend continues to kind of like... The thudding gets harder. He's in this cell here. I'll mark it with a different color. And you see there's a single tear that rolls down his eye in disbelief as he recognizes you. Now, because you rolled a 3, he does recognize you, but I'm going to let you tell me how you attempt to calm him down, because he is going to try to make a scene.
Oh. So the problem is, Dev is not good at these sorts of things. He's bad at them.
That's why I laughed that we left you down there.
Because it was the safer place, right?
Yep.
The place with all of the guards. He's just going to sort of turn his backside. He's going to turn his back so he's facing the guard, right? So he's facing the guard with Choss behind him. And he's going to put his hand behind his back and make this like no gesture while he's like with his other hand like pointing to the guard saying like, well, how do these work? Right? Where he's just trying to, because he's afraid that if Choss makes too much of a scene, he'll be beaten. Right? So he wants to sort of
He's clearly already been beaten a bit.
Yeah, so he wants to sort of make this hand gesture behind his back that Choss can hopefully see while getting the guard to look the other direction.
All right. I'll give it to you. You make a hand gesture kind of behind your hand, and you almost like put your hand against the glass as you kind of speak, and you feel it. Choss's hand on the other side of the glass as it simply meets yours as he quiets for a moment. There is silence as the guard is super derpy, and all that you can hear is the sound of old Joyce's voice saying, "Well, now, you gonna give me that shot right here?" I guess not. And she's clearly like flirting with Janice behind the screen, and the camera cuts out and back upstairs, and we will have to stop here for the night because we gotta be on time.
I ain't afraid of a little prick.
I ain't afraid of a little prick, yeah. Especially not from a man named Janice. I love it. So next time we'll start again with what is considered the infiltration piece. Can you maintain your disguise? We'll roll again for an engagement on that, and then we'll narrate through it. You've started your heist. So far, you haven't botched it too much. But let's wrap this up so we can get JB out of here, because I want JB to be on time for his next endeavor. JB, tell us who you are, where we can find you online.
Hi, I am Drop the Die, at Drop the Die on everything that I do. You can find me on the Venture Maidens podcast channel on Twitch here in just a minute, where I'm going to be playing the flagship game. We're doing Descent into Avernus. So
it looks like we might have a good raid that needs to happen.
If it starts,
are they using your content that you have?
I hope not. I don't know.
We
did.
I'm nervous about it. We used it on our last Sunday Fun Day.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, yeah.
Very cool.
I didn't know, so I didn't tune in.
That's okay. Yeah.
Yes, I write D&D 5th edition stuff and other tabletop advice articles and things like that.
It's very good.
Mainly, I'm a reviewer and something of a personality these days, trying to stabilize my income, and reviews make no money. But, come to Twitter, say hi, chit chat, all that good stuff. I've got plenty of stuff to talk about. So that's pretty much what I do. And I have bad hair.
It's good. Your hair is lovely.
It's really good. I promise you, it's good. I know you don't believe it, but we're being genuine.
It's good, dramatic emo hair. I'm loving it.
It is. Bruh. And right down the line, Adelaide.
Adelaide on Twitter and everything else. I don't Twitch, but I am on several shows. More upcoming soon. 2 with JB again, so I'm really excited about that. We've got a rivalry in one of them, so it should be really fun. and it's fucking blast. That ending quote. That was good. That was really
I'm
good.
glad you approve.
Oh, Joyce.
I was just so surprising coming from you.
I need to write her name down so I can remember her.
Gotta keep me on my toes.
Old Joyce. She's like Large Marge from Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
That's
Oh,
exactly
Joyce.
how I picture her. Precisely.
Yeah. Oh, and
worst
JB and I
accident.
will both be at PAX Unplugged for anybody who's
Oh,
going to PAX Unplugged.
fantastic.
We're rooming together.
I
Ooh.
don't think we have any extra room right now, but if you're going to PAX and you're not sure if you have anywhere to stay,
We
hit
might
us
have
up.
some
We may know
cancellations.
people.
Who knows? Yeah.
We may have some people drop out. So
Yeah.
just contact us if you're going to PAX Unplugged and you're not sure where you're staying.
And
We
you
got the hookup.
And don't forget, you can always do that if you guys want to do it on Twitter. Their links, I just dropped them. Also, hit them up in the Discord. They're on the Dotlet Discord too.
You gotta at me, because boy, I don't get any
He
of
does
those
not.
He does
Appreciate
not.
it.
He
No.
does not. Make sure to
Never.
add him. Making it Jason. Who
Yeah,
are you,
Jason
friend?
T.
Where can we find you?
Yep, Jason T D&D DM from Twitterverse. Talking all things D&D and tabletop gaming. Let's see. I've got a new stream coming up that will be revolving around. I'm sure some of you have seen Harper's Tale. That will be done on Mini Train Domain with myself,
Oh.
Holy Stiver, Katie Downey, Goblin Katie, and many others. That will be rotating out one slot, so it kind of
Nice.
embodies the whole community coming together kind of feel of it. And all the proceeds of that stream is going to be going to the charity for Harper's Tale. So anything that you donate during the stream will go directly to that.
Nice.
Then in January, I've got the Tabletop Gaming Cruise B3 at Sea, and then I'll spill the beans. There is a Dungeons and Dragons focused cruise next October that we will be organizing. That will have a lot of DMs from within the industry, well-known DMs that we're currently getting all the things put together, and expect a huge announcement regarding that soon. So.
Wow. Toot toot. Cruise time.
It's a much bigger, cooler project than he makes it sound.
I know.
It's so low key.
It is gonna be very cool. Very
Cruise
cool.
ship D&D.
And our lovely trooper. How you hanging in there, trooper?
Oh my goodness. That's okay.
I dropped some bombs on you today. Unplanned bombs.
You dropped a bomb on me, baby.
Sing it,
You
baby.
dropped a bomb on me. Yeah, I'm Trooper SGP, and you can find me Trooper SGP on Twitch and Academic Foxhole on Twitter. And I stream, and right now I'm streaming feelings about somebody who's in a prison cell right now, and it's fine. I'm sure that all of the more capable team members will knock out all the guards and will save all the people, and no one will follow up on it, and it'll be okay.
Where can we find you, trooper, when I'm not traumatically screwing with your lovers?
I already told you.
Oh, you did? I missed that part. All I could think about was how traumatic I had been to you today.
At Trooper.
At Trooper,
JP.
Boop, boop. Awesome, gang. And remember, you can check out that bitchin' plugin down there at the bottom that also has links to all of their Twitch channels where you can go follow them and share the love. I am Little Red Dot. Thank you for dropping by the channel. You can find me all on social media as Little Red Dot. There are lots of ways to stay connected with me. Discord's one. I've already dropped that link. And next up, you'll catch me tomorrow night starting a brand new dark fantasy campaign over on Unmade Gaming's channel. Saturday, it will not be VTM this Saturday. It's going to be a Witches game that's being hosted on Roll For It. And right after that, you can catch me in Curse of Strahd. I've officially joined a Curse of Strahd campaign over on Arvan Elrond's channel. And it is hella fun. I'm playing a Dusk Elf. So, yeah, I'm deep in that Barovian lore, baby. So, yeah, super cool. But lots of ways. Stay tuned. We'll be back next week. If you aren't already, you can join the Patreon and get the after show, which is what we're about to go record. We're going to let JB go this week because he's got Venture Main and stuff. But we're going to go, say we love to everybody. And see you guys all next week. Same dot time, same dot channel. Thanks for being here. Bye.